All right, guys, got another great question from our Facebook page, so thank you so much. And this question is, what is the best way to get your dream job? Okay, so obviously we're talking to business owners, but we're also talking to high achievers. How do you get your dream job? And I think that's really an interesting question because the answer is not what you would think, right? If you want to get your dream job, you can't just go and apply to your dream job because your dream job is probably not an entry-level job. Yet when you're young, you're at entry-level capabilities, right? So if you want your dream job, you got to firstly go, okay, this is my dream job. So let's say it's a sales manager. I'll use that as an example. My dream job is, let's say, is I want to be a sales manager. So I'm a big believer that you got to go 2 steps, maybe even 3, but start with 2 steps below that. And what is the path to get to that dream job? So if you want to be a sales manager and you want to be really good at it, you don't just want to get the job. You want to be in that job and you want to be the best, right? So the first thing you want to do is go 2 levels below. Hey, I want to be a junior salesperson. I want to be a senior salesperson. Then I want to be a sales manager. Okay. So to get your dream job of being a sales manager, you got to start as a junior salesperson. Be really, really good at that, right? Your entire focus is to learn, right? And so as you're learning, getting better at your craft, you want to become the best on that team or close to the best. If there's, let's say, a team of 10 salespeople, you want to be in the number 1 or number 2, right? You can't go, hey, I'm number 7 on the team, but I want a promotion. No. You have to be undeniable, right? So that means that as you go through your sales training or whatever job it is, you want to be an accountant or whatever it is, okay? You've got to be amazing. You've got to be undeniable. And that doesn't mean just rocking up from 9 to 5. And it also doesn't mean just working long hours. It means dedicated to perfecting your craft. So if you want to be in a sales manager role, you got to be an amazing junior salesperson. And then you get promoted to a senior salesperson. If you were amazing as a junior, you're probably going to struggle a little bit as a senior initially. That's perfectly normal. You've got to learn that new craft, right? You've got to find solutions for your clients. So now you've got to keep learning, work hard, and you've got to be amazing at being a senior salesperson. Then you get promoted to being a sales manager. And if you were an amazing senior salesperson, you're probably going to be a very average sales manager to start. Completely normal. It's a new set of skills. Now you got to be dedicated to being amazing and learning all the skills for that role. So guys, biggest part of it is start 2 steps below, master it, be undeniable, and be amazing. How do you do it? Keep learning. There's so many resources today. There's books, there's podcasts, there's audio books, mentors. Guys, find somebody who's 1 or 2 steps further along their journey than you are. Don't find someone who's 10 steps, 10 years older than you, 20 years older, right? That's all good. But realistically, you want to find somebody who's just a couple of steps higher than you in their progress and go, how did you do it? How did you do it? And don't just find anybody. Okay? Find the best, right? Now, sometimes that may be in your company or maybe in a completely different company, right? So for example, one of the best sales managers that I ever met, this is many years ago, was actually at an auto dealership, right? I was buying a car. So I actually went to return my car lease and I actually put my bike in the car. So I was going to ride home. I wasn't going to get a new car because I live close to the office and I was like, hey, I'm just going to ride my bike for 10 minutes each way. And the salesperson was like, hey, come over, let's have a chat about a new car. I'm like, all right, I'll have a chat. Long story short, the sales manager came over. They took over because they realized I didn't even want a car. And he actually put a deal which was so compelling in front of me that I ended up buying a new car. Okay, so he actually did a great job, but he was so good at his job because he just opened the conversation with a lot of questions, understood what my real situation is, and explained to me that with a good, he showed me that like, hey, I know you don't need a car, but with a great deal, it's worth it. And I ended up getting the car, right? And so he was an amazing, and so I actually sat with him after the deal was done. I actually sat with him for another 45 to an hour, and we had a coffee. It's always nice when you buy a car, they give you a coffee. I guess that makes it all worthwhile. And we had a coffee, and I just started picking his brain about his journey through his job and how he got the job that he had and how he became so successful and how he wasn't just selling to individuals. He actually got real clever and started striking up deals with companies that wanted fleet cars. And so he was really successful because he had these business relationships where every time they were hiring a new executive, they would send them directly to him to get their new company car. Quite clever guy, right? And so really he looked at being a car salesperson and a car sales manager from a completely different perspective. He wasn't just trying to sell to the individual. He went out and struck up business deals from partnerships with these companies. And it really got me thinking, and hey, don't focus on just an individual. There's more opportunity in partnerships. And so that has really had a profound impact on me. Even today at Seed Capital, we have a lot of big partnerships. So we don't just generate customers based on our own marketing. We have all these partnerships which actually generate the majority of our customers, right? And that lesson came from speaking to a guy who was selling cars, where he was the sales manager. So guys, go looking for role models and mentors everywhere. A simple 45-minute chat with this one guy completely changed how we do business here at Seed Capital. And that was me returning a car. So the opportunities are everywhere. Mentors are everywhere. Go and learn. Have a great one.